Hello everyone. So this is going to be another video where I review things that I found relevant and interesting in The Economist. I do apologize if this is a rather quick video, but I do have to get prepared for my day job here. So we're going to get into organizations, think tanks, talk about security issues, and cool stuff. A lot of think tanks and data banks and stuff, about 16 mentioned in this issue. We're not going to get into all of them. Of course, I am going to return to the International Energy Agency, because that is relevant to my friend Harry. Here's a list of more of them. I might provide this list in the description of the video, I'm not sure. Security issues. Ukraine gets Storm Shadow missiles. Now, I have been out of the military for a decade, so I'm not necessarily up and up on the latest when it comes to things like missiles or the latest warfare craft and stuff like that. But the Storm Shadow missiles, 250-kilometer range, built for stealth. So that means that it supposedly evades a lot of radar. Ukraine, really important right now, because it's sort of a buffer between the power block of the Eastern Orthodox nations and the West. The China question. This is the most relevant topic today because how we handle it will have very far-reaching consequences, perhaps even seen in the lifetime of millennials such as myself. The two people that are going to help Biden sort this out are Janet Yellen, who is Secretary of Treasury, and Jake Sullivan, National Security Advisor. And look, I'm a right-wing Christian Republican, but let me tell you something. I hope they get this right. I really do hope they help the president come to the best conclusion possible. It seems that it's a battle between should we engage in decoupling or de-risking. Decoupling is pulling business out of China entirely, maybe setting up separate trading blocks. Not very realistic. De-risking is things like having industries capable of doing things that the Chinese currently do for the United States should we come to hostilities. So you've heard the term friend-shoring maybe, and that just basically means that have facilities in the United States that are capable of replacing what we currently do with China. Decoupling may be impossible. De-risking, I just don't have faith in the American people. We're not very good at it. We're good at setting up contingencies, but the second we don't actually need them, we forget why we do it and we defund them. But it's important because 60% of the world's lithium comes from China. And we need that stuff for our batteries, especially if we're going to have, the so-called green revolution. 80% of cobalt in some heavy industries comes from China. So this is an important question. Latin America, they recently had several elections, and 12 of 19 governments are now left-leaning. And again, with the Green Revolution, some of the rare earth minerals and stuff we need, we can only get certain, I don't know if they're rare earth minerals necessary, but there are certain components we can only really find in abundance in South America. And China has engaged in the Belts and Roads Initiative. And that's developmental grants that target, if you will, Africa and Latin America. So they've already made some inroads over there. And energy and the desire to get it can be the cause of a lot of warfare. Some people feel that warfare is geographically locked in, and certainly energy is a big factor. There's a book out called The Prize. I haven't read it yet, but that's all about how maybe some of our most important wars have really hinged on oil. Now we're going to get into cool stuff. Gas prices are predicted to soar. Hey, Harry, heed this warning. My friend has recently decided to get into Ubering. Kissinger turns 100 on May 27th. Is a fan of, power politicking and the realist class. I own a half-read copy of Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. I'm a great admirer of Kissinger. I don't think to anybody who knows me really well that's surprising, but he turns 100 on May 27th, and there's a scramble by researchers and biographers to get as much knowledge out of him as possible. When he passes, I hope that they sell the Kissinger bus that you can sit on desks or bookshelves. Now, I'm a huge fan of him. I do understand that there's probably going to be a couple people watching this video, in particular my favorite Palestinian, and his reaction when Kissinger passes is going to be more like this.
Seemed to be the only one surprised by his death, and it appears time just finally ran out for the old cocksucker.